Hey guys, my name is Savnaray, and welcome back to The Witness. So, you guys were telling me, very helpfully, that the box, the, whatever you call it, the top-down, tabletop one, was actually kind of the solution to the maze, which I never would have made that connection, so thank you guys very much for helping me out with that. You have been infinitely patient with me, and I am very grateful towards this. There's a lot going on in my life right now. I have, I'm gonna turn my, whatever, mouse sensitivity down. I have, like, a new job. I'm up at the Saratoga Racehorse filming the horses for the season, which is nice. And I've just been doing a couple of other projects. I've been editing a couple videos for someone else. I've been cracking my knuckles. So, and I'm sorry that this has been taking a backseat. I've already apologized once before, but still. Fidel came out. If you guys saw it, Jonathan Blow has been, like, raving about it, singing its praises for a little while. And I played it a little bit, it seems really fun. I put out one video. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. It's the video before this one on the channel. And it's just a fun, cute little game. And it is still on sale, about 15% off from now until the 8th, which isn't that far away. That might be 2 days by the time this video goes up. Anyway, hope you guys go pick it up, go check it out. It's lots of fun. Let's get back into this, shall we? Let's try again round, I don't know, what is it, 5 at this point? With our Mountain King challenge? Let's get going, shall we? Oh shit, right, I gotta go to this one. Did that? Wait, did that not? Yeah, there we go. It just took a sweet time doing this. You guys were also telling me that I should spend more time with these rather than just going through the ones I can. And like if I can't immediately solve it, just getting rid of them. And to that, I say, no. Largely because how this? There we go. No, shit, wait, shoot. Because it's gonna take too much time. And time is something I don't have. I'd rather... Okay, this. I'd rather, sit there and go through it as fast as possible, or decide which ones I have to go through. I'm gonna have to come back to that and remember it. I hope it doesn't have to match up exactly. I hope I just have to use any given solution for that. Basically, if I'm gonna spend more time trying to puzzle it out than I am walking back and forth to try to find the, I forgot what I was saying. Shit. I'm gonna spend more time. Where the hell is the other one? I'm gonna spend more time puzzling it out than I would walking back and forth to try to find the one that I can solve, essentially. So that's why I'd rather do that. So, like, for instance, this. I can't immediately solve it. I'd rather just walk back and resolve this one a couple times. Wait, oh, just there. That's nice and simple. That's even simpler than I thought it would be. Okay. I'd rather just find another one to do. Here? Yeah, there we go. See, that took way less time than it would have just staring at the puzzle for a little while. So, now we have this one. Great. Here. And then... there. Yeah, there we go. Good. Alright, good start, good start. So, I like that it's two, musical numbers as well. Because... here, maybe? No, I missed it. No, I don't think so. Hang on. Here. Can I do this? I don't think I can do this one. Ah, it's stuck. Alright, it's stuck. I don't think I can do that. Okay. So... I don't even remember which one was the last one, either. Shoot. It was... Was it this one? I think it was this one. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember what order they're in anymore. This. Great. I wonder if I can just solve any one of them and it'll open them all up. This was always the one I had problems with, wasn't it? Oh, shit. Oh, really? There is actually no way to solve that one. Here, and then back through. Up and around? There we go. There is no way to solve that, I say, immediately solving it more easily than the other ones. Good job, Sav, good job. Yes, up here now, great. You guys were also telling me most helpfully that this is a timer? Shit. This is a timer. It has nothing really to do with anything. It's just sort of a counting up mechanism for me, which is helpful, I suppose. No, I'm not gonna go with that one. Let's try this one. Let's go with that. Nope. There. Nope. Try one more. Here we go. This looks solvable. Maybe. Wait, yes, here we go, this. No, shit. This? There's gotta be a way to... Oh, come on. Here. And then... Oh, don't tell me it's already over. Fuck, it's already over. Ah! Are any of these potentially solvable? I'm not convinced. Here, and then... Ah, we're already losing time. Great. This looks 100% solvable. Why am I being so dumb about this? It's just... Is it just... Why is this one so stupidly difficult? It's that, it's just in the wrong order. Fuck, I can't do these. Alright. Let's give me another set then, please, friend. Oh, I don't know, I'll try this one again. What happens if I resolve that? Oh, it does! So it doesn't actually matter which one I've solved as long as they're all... Fuck, I lied. Oh, I have to fuck them all up. Great. Great. So now let's try this again. Is it going to revamp everything? Probably not. Nope. Alright, so I have to solve the last one in that order. Good to know. Which one was it? Wasn't this one? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Here, and then... it wasn't exactly the same, but it's close enough. Oh, God, I'm losing time with this. This is not good. This is not good. I don't think this is going to be a good run in general. Here, fuck no, it's got that thing there. That one's got that thing there. Here. And then... Fucking... Here we go. We got this one. Great. Great. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try here, and then there. Great, that was easy. Good. I like easy ones. Shit, alright. I gotta go figure out what the hell this... I'm not gonna make it. I'm definitely not gonna make it with this one. Because I've gotta go all the way back here and figure this shit out. Oh, God. What is it? It's third row. Here, up 3, across, down, across 2, down. It's not gonna work, and this is already, like, beating crazily in my ears. Is there any indication of where it is, though? So, like, here... fuck, jeez. Scare the shit out of me. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and then it was, like, here. Shit. Here, maybe? This one? Oh, fuck. God damn it. There's no indication to know whether that was right or not. Fuck. I hope I don't have to also solve the triangular one, because that would suck. Alright, we'll try it again. I don't think... I'm gonna have to... I'm just gonna write it down. There's actually... My brain doesn't work that way. There is no way I can tell already that my brain just does not work the way this puzzle is demanding it to. I can't translate top-down 2D to a 3D space and not have it in front of me. That's just... I have exactly 0 Dead Reckoning skills. I cannot navigate things. I cannot navigate things in 3D space. That is a flaw of mine. I mean, fuck, if I can't even remember what the puzzle is supposed to look like, let alone what its solution is. That kind of sucks. Anyway, let's try this again, and this time we will remember, we will write down that one piece. I should probably have made the grid, shouldn't I have? Whoops. That's fine. Here we go. So we'll solve these even more quickly then, as best we can. I was a little rusty. Big surprise. Fuck. How do I... There. There. There we go. Trying to work these backwards is like, geez. Here. And then... heck. Here. And then... Oh, for God's sake, man! Come on. This, and then that. No... Really? This is already starting out this problematic. Fuck it, no. No. If I'm spending this much time on the first fucking puzzle, screw that shit. We're starting that over. There is... And that... See, that's one of the things I don't like about timed shit, is that it's not about... It takes a little of skill out of it. Because now you're worried about, oh, well, now it's not about solving the puzzle. Now it's, did I do it fast enough? And if I didn't, then I just have to give up and start again. And that's not... fun to me, I guess. That's not my idea of a challenge. I don't like speed shit like that. See, and then I get like easy things. And then it's not about, it's about random chance. So we've got, let's actually make this a thing here. And then across, that looks nice and simple. Good, let's write that down. I understand that's gonna take too long, but whatever. Here. Hopefully this perfectly matches, because if it doesn't, I'm fucked. Great, so there's that. I'm assuming these two match one another, and that's why that one has random, it doesn't show you the thing, because it pops up in accordance with the other thing. I hope that's how it goes. See, some of these are really nice, and I like them a lot, and they give me lots of hope and confidence that I will do well at this. And then others of these are just a big screw you. There we go, that was nice. Okay, doing good so far. It's yeah, I don't like the idea of the luck of the draw. Oh, hey, you just got a series of really easy puzzles. As opposed to, hey, here's a challenge, a predetermined challenge. So let's go here. And then, shit, I have to double back around and get that one. Okay. And then, fuck. I have to go up this way then. And here. And here. Got it. Nice. Okay, good. Hopefully I won't have to redo that one because that one took a little while. So what's this one's next? I hate these. Have I mentioned my actual hatred for these? So let's look like this. Oh, good. I hate the shape ones. I hate them so much. They just do not work well with me. So that's that. Great. Shit, there we go. I'm looking for anyone that doesn't have this bullshit in it, because if it has that bullshit in it, then it can't be solved. That is what I have determined. So things like this are solvable. Or at least not as unsolvable as the other ones, because they don't have that, like, I don't know if I can do that. I might be able to. Let's go with, I like this one so far. This one looks nice and easy. Okay, alright, we're making great time. We're making great time on this one. Okay, here we go. So now I have to go, I think that is the way it needs to, I don't actually know. So anyway, it was here, and then one, and then here, 1, 2, 3, and then down, 1, 2, 3, and then across. Oh, hey, look at you! Great, we can solve this. 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and then down, and then 1, 1. Shit, I can't. Not that way. Can I do that one? How do I do that? I'd have to go 1 this way, and then... I'd have to go 1, 1, 2, 1, I have to leave that one. Here, 1, 1, 2, but I can't go across with this one. Shit, 1... the only way this happens is here. 1, 2, and then 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I can't. Okay. Here's 1 and then 2. I can't even do that one either. Actually, I was screwing that one up. We're gonna pass on this for now. And first I want to see... Have I done this? Have I not done it? I don't think I've done it. Why didn't I do it? What did I do wrong? Didn't I... Do I have to do that? Do I have to do that thing? Was there another one? Maybe there was another one I had to touch. So... Fuck, let's go back then. I hate these. I hate this. I hate... This is so... I must have missed... For God's sake! This is garbage. This is fucking garbage and I hate it. Oh my God, John, I hate you. Why would you do this? Why would you put this in here? Why? 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 Like, why? How do I even... Where the fuck even am I? I've officially lost where I am. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, so there are 2 of them. Great. Okay, so that's what I have to do. I have to solve the both of these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. No shit. 1, 2. Fucking... This is dumb. This is dumb. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. Great. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Great, fantastic, cool, okay. Now we need to go find the other one. So knowing that there's fucking 2 of them. I know where it is at least. It's like this here, great. So I have to solve this. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. 1, 2. Shit, no, I messed it up. 1, 2, 1, 1. Here it is. Here we go. 1, 2. That's 3, though. And that's 1. 1, 2. 1, 1. 1, 2. 1, 1. I can't do that. It has to come across the top. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3. Fuck it. I fucked up. Whoa. Did I just... I canceled it early. Oh. I canceled it early. That was weird. I was making such great time, too. I was doing so well. Round 3, I suppose. And this is only the first part. Who the fuck knows how much else there is? So if I'm not making good time, then I gotta redo this shit, too. So, okay, but now I get it. Now at least it tells me where the 2 are in the game. That's I don't know, clever, fine, exciting, nice, whatever. But it's frustrating as fuck if you're it would be nice if you didn't have the fucking time limit. It would be nice if you didn't have the time limit. It's just like, why? Just why? It's just so unnecessarily stressing. And fucking come on. Jesus. Don't make me wait if I know I have to do this 30,000 times. Don't give me 20 minutes of wait time around this shit. Come on, John, you're better than this. Not that I have any right to criticize this guy, but, you know, I've been having fun with this game right up until now. Okay, here we go. And then this. Great. So there's that. And I'm gonna leave it undone. Hopefully I should... Okay, so that's still... I don't... Yeah, so that still works. Great. So there's 1 from the entrance. There's 1 here, here, here. 1, 2, 1, 2, here, here. Great. And it's here, and it's here. It's actually there. Great. So then the rest of it's just finding my fucking way out of there, which I don't care. Okay, okay, okay. First one is on top. Also, why are these like on top, then around the other side, then above, then below, then all that other shit? Why is this a thing that happens? There? No shit. What the hell is this supposed to be? What? Here. It's forcing me to go this way, but then I actually can't come around. This one is not solvable. Gotta go around that way. Great. And then there. Great. Okay. Good, good. Okay. It's not solvable. And then it's solvable. It's fucking... And then this is just clearly out of order. Oh, you can tell when I like things when I don't like things because of how much I bitch about them. Great. 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 And then there's this one. No. Sorry. I'm not. No. Not dealing with that one. If I can't even begin to see what the hell I meant to do with it, then the answer's a big fat N-O. Fucking, there we go. Come on. What even is this? There's a 3, and then it's got to go like that, and then that. Brilliant. Great. Great. I think I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better at those. But, you know, I don't know. I'm actually just getting better at recognizing when I do and don't want to deal with them, honestly. Here. And then, I guess, down. Great. That one was shit. That one was still easy. Wow, that one was really easy. Great. And then there's one... Nope, this here. Get down there. Okay, 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 okay. Let's see. What do we got? Not that last one. Not this middle one. It's got to be this one. Great. At least it's easy to determine when they're, solvable. Here and then there. Great. Great. Those are nice and easy to determine when they're solvable. Let's see. This one looks really nice. I like you a lot. Here, and then also there. Haha! Good. Making good time. Okay, okay, okay. Now, here's the thing. This has to go like this. And then let's see. Here, and around, And there's the first one. All right, that was easy. 1, 1, 2, no. 1, 1, 2, 3. Shit. 1, 2. Okay, good. First one done. Great. From there, I need to go around this way. Yes. And then, I think like 1, 2, 3, and then back around. 2, 3, and then it's here. Yeah! Yes! Yes! Here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. What happened? Wait, whoa, what happened there? Whoa. What? Okay. Nope, of course not. Why would it be there? So did I do it? Did I do it? This was the wrong way, isn't it? This is the way... This is the wrong way. Shit. We still have all of the Hall of the Mountain King. We still do... I want to call it Anita. I don't actually remember what it's called. Just gonna keep fucking guessing on this. Because I didn't write it down. I didn't bother to write it down. But I know I have to be heading in this general direction. And there's got to be a way to do it. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good. Okay. What now? Did I... Oh, no. Oh, no. Is this just... Oh, this is... Okay, first of all, it goes the other way. First of all, oh, no, there's 2 of them. Great. Oh, you must be joking. You must be joking. Oh, my God. Fuck. So it's gotta go here, and then up and over. Oh, fuck. Okay. 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 Okay, 1. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. These are all... Please don't tell me these are all pillars. Oh no. Okay, here's this. I think it was only those. The rest was all black ones. Okay. 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 Achievement unlocked. Was that it? Was that it? Did I do it? I did it. Holy sh... Guys! Oh my god, there's the last one! Oh my god! Oh my god, let's write this down! Wow. Oh, that was see, yeah, when it's all said and done, it's fun. Sure, yeah. Now I gotta write this down. Hang on a sec. Oop. All right, that is there... I'm gonna be really surprised if there's no audio logs in here. I mean, really... Nothing? Nothing? There's gotta be something hidden around here. Come on. There would be only one reward? Really? For all that bullshit? Really? I guess that's it. Alright, well. Let's take it back, shall we? It seems like it's gonna be really long. Let's take it back to the, I don't even know where the hell it is. To the windmill. And we'll play it. Why not? We'll play it. Let's all enjoy this reward together. I'll see you guys over at the windmill unless something interesting happens along the way. God, I forgot how beautiful this place is. I didn't forget, but it's just so nice to just sort of be walking around without any, like, need to do anything, any need to look around. Of course there's, like, needs to look around, but just sort of enjoying the place without looking at things. Alright, you guys finally broke down and told me that the pond is basically, like, how far you've gotten in the game. So, like, the more, you know, the more lanterns, the more lights, the more, I guess, things you've done in the game. And so, yeah, things I wouldn't have noticed at all. These, like, I guess, I don't know, the more lily pads, the more lanterns, just all the things. So, that's nice. There's no way that I ever would have picked up on that on my own, I don't think, but that's still really cool. And yes, I know I went the longest way possible to get here, but... Fuck if I remember how to get anywhere in this game. Anyway, oh, one thing I did want to do. I want to take one more close look at this. I don't honestly think there's a way I can solve it right now, but I'm still insanely curious about how to make it happen. Wait, did I do it? Oh, wow, okay. Jeez. I wish I had anything to say about that. I really do. That was just me sitting there staring at it. There was no. It's another one of those insight puzzles where I realized that, I either had to go straight through here or I had to, like, come around, like, one of these. And the only way I could make anything. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just the idea of I was thinking about using this part here. Then I realized 1, 2, and an extra, but these only span 4. So like you can't use like 1, 2, 3 and stay. You can't use these pieces at all because then things won't stack properly. There would be no way to get myself like up here and like putting things symmetrically with that. So I had to like once I started taking this chunk out and then it was just rearranging things. And that was, this had nothing to do with anything. I don't know why these are here. They were just there for, like, decoration. As far as I'm concerned, they were just there for decoration. So once more, we'll solve that like so. And you could have gone the other way, too. You could have gone this way around and have a valid pattern that way as well. That's, all right. Well, one more's knocked down. Great, great, great. Okay, now let's do our thing. Okay, I'm still missing, I'm sure I've had more of these, maybe. I don't know where they are, though. They're definitely... Ah, shit, there was that to do, too. Oh, there's a couple things I can do. I have to go to, the beginning again. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see how long this is, and if it's like the fucking 6.5 hour long one, maybe we won't. But for now, let's do this one. Let's do the one we just found. So that goes, like, here. And then it comes around there, and all the way back, and all the way around the outside. All right. Oh, geez. It's a, Sherlock Holmes. The Secret of Psalm 46. All right. I'm going to try to be pretty quiet for this in case I need to cut it out. You won't miss much. Well, that's a sphere. Is that something?
How many of you here have personally witnessed a total eclipse of the sun?
What does that line up to?
Is one of my humble goals in life. The closest I ever came was over 30 years ago.
Oh, come on.
On February 26th,
It must be up there.
1979, a solar eclipse passed directly over the city of Portland.
I'll have to get it from another...
I bought my bus tickets and found a place to stay.
I want to watch this.
But in the end, I couldn't get the time off work.
Actually, no, hang on. Let's restart it.
Well,
I'm not
who
paying
lives
any
in
attention.
Portland can tell you that the chances of catching the sun in
Oh,
February
that's it.
are pretty slim.
Oh.
And
No,
sure
it's
enough,
backing down.
The skies over the city that day were completely overcast.
All right, let's go. Is it... Oh, it's not gonna... Oh, okay. I thought it would keep the bottom things going.
And an old Radio Shack store in beautiful downtown Worcester,
Hey, I've been to Worcester.
On my very first day behind the counter, a delivery truck pulled up to the front of the store. They carried in a big carton, upon which was printed the legend TRS-80. It was our floor sample of the world's first mass-market microcomputer. The TRS-80 Model 1 had a Z80 processor clocked at 1.7 MHz, 4,096 bytes of memory, and a 64-character black and white text display.
64 characters.
The only storage was a cassette recorder. All this could be yours for the low, low price of $599. The store I was working in had seen better days. At one time, it had been near the center of a thriving commercial district. But like so many other New England cities, the advent of shopping malls had, by the early 70s, turned it into a ghost town. Worcester's solution to this problem was decisive, to say the least. The city's elders apparently decided that if they couldn't beat them, they would join them.
That's eclipsing. That's
And
cute.
so, several square blocks at the heart of the city were bulldozed into oblivion, destroying dozens of family businesses, including the site of a pharmacy once operated by my great-grandfather. In their place was erected a vast 3-level shopping complex with cinemas and a food court. When the dust settled, only a few forlorn blocks of the old Worcester remained standing. My Radio Shack store was in one of those blocks. Then, to add insult to injury, Radio Shack opened a brand new location inside the shopping center, less than 500 feet from my store. So now patrons had a choice between a clean, well-lighted establishment with uniformed security and acres of convenient parking, or a shadowy hole in a seedy old office building next to an adult movie theater. Consequently, I had plenty of time to fool around with the new computer.
That's one way to do it.
I taught myself basic programming. Then I learned Z80 assembly. Both, of course, so that I could write games.
Of course.
I also created self-running animated demos, which ran all night in the store window for the edification of the winos who peed in our doorway.
Aww.
Strangely enough, the few customers we had didn't seem to be interested in our new computer, even after the 16K memory upgrade. In fact, most of the people who set off the buzzer on their way through the front door weren't there to buy anything at all. They were there to exploit a free promotion, which was the bane of Radio Shack employees for over 40 years. The Battery of the Month Club.
Battery of the Month Club.
The idea of this promotion was simple. Customers got a little red card upon which was printed a square for each month. 12 times a year, the lucky sales clerk got to punch out a square and give the customer one brand new AAA, AA, C, D, or 9-volt battery.
Ooh,
Of
batteries.
course, customers weren't allowed to choose just any grade of battery. At the time of my employment, Radio Shack offered 3 different levels of battery excellence. First were the alkalines, powerful, long-lasting, and expensive, hanging behind the counter like prescription medication in gold-embossed blister packs. These were most certainly not available through the Battery of the Month Club.
Most certainly not.
Next were the high-end lead batteries, sturdy, dependable batteries, moderately priced, and prominently displayed near the front of the store.
Don't eat those.
These were also not available through the Battery of the Month Club.
Well, that sucks to be part of the Battery of the Month Club.
At the bottom of the barrel were the standard lead batteries.
Don't eat those either.
These were literally piled in barrels, cunningly located way at the back of the store, in a dark corner near the TV antennas.
Ooh.
Remember TV antennas?
Remember Radio Shacks?
Customers who came in looking for their free Battery of the Month had to walk the entire length of the premises, past the CB radios and stereo headphones and remote-controlled racing cars.
It's like packing the milk in the back of the grocery store.
Would stop them. On the first day of every month, like clockwork, those customers came in waving their little red cards.
Typo.
I would look up from my programming and wave them to the back of the store. It didn't matter that the batteries were only worth 29 cents. It didn't matter that most of them were already half dead.
Oops.
They came, they grabbed. And as far as I can remember, not one of them ever paid for a damned thing.
But it's the millennials that are killing
I
these
was
stores.
such a crappy salesman. I was young and foolish.
Yeah, you were a programmer.
I thought my education in game design was happening at the keyboard. I almost missed the lesson coming through the front door. Fortunately, I wasn't the only person fooling around with games on micros. All over the country, people like me were experimenting. Scott Adams was coding what would soon become the world's first commercial adventure game.
Ooh.
Remember adventure games? My future employer, Infocom, was being founded, along with other legendary companies like Online Systems, Sirius, Personal Software, and SSI. Those were exciting times. Teenagers were making fortunes. Games were cheap and easy to build. The slate was clean.
And then software bloat.
But in 1979, the biggest news in gaming had nothing to do with computers. On the morning of the autumn equinox, September 20th, a new children's picture book appeared in the stores of Great Britain. This picture book was rather peculiar. It consisted of 15 meticulously detailed color paintings, illustrating a slight, whimsical tale about a rabbit delivering a jewel to the moon. On the back jacket of the book was a color photograph of a real jewel, shaped like a running rabbit, 5 inches long, fashioned of
carbuncle?
18-karat gold, suspended with ornaments and bells, together with a sun and moon of blue quartz.
Can I have one? That looks
According
wonderful.
to the blurb underneath, this very jewel had been buried somewhere in England.
It's definitely the carbuncle.
Clues pointing to its location were concealed in the text and in the pictures of the book. The treasure would belong to whoever found it first.
I thought it was like a
The
mystical,
book
legendary
was
thing.
called Masquerade.
Cute.
It was created by an eccentric little man with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief named Kit Williams. Within days, the first printing was sold out, and the empire that never sleeps found itself in the grip of rabbit fever. Excited readers attacked the paintings with rulers, compasses, and protractors. Magazine articles and TV specials dissected the clues, floated theories, and followed with keen delight the reckless exploits of the fanatics.
If this is real, I'd be interested to
One
research it.
obscure park, unfortunately known by the nickname Rabbit Hill, was so riddled with holes excavated by misguided treasure seekers
Oh, no.
that the authorities had to erect signs assuring the public that no gold rabbits were to be found there.
Oops.
Some hunters ended up seeking psychological counseling for their obsession.
As humans do.
The craze leapt over the Atlantic Ocean and invaded America, France, Italy, and Germany. It sold over 1 million copies in a few months, a record unrivaled by any children's title until the advent of Harry Potter.
Remember Harry Potter?
Over 150,000 copies were sold in foreign translations, including 80,000 copies in Japanese, despite the fact that the puzzle was only solvable in English.
I mean, Japan has the
It
moon
didn't
rabbit
matter
thing
that
already.
The Masquerade jewel was only worth a few $1,000s. Many
Only a few
seekers spent
thousand.
far more than that in their months of exploration and travel.
Sure, it's about the journey.
It was the thrill of the chase, the possibility of being the one.
Neo.
Treasure hunts, secret messages, and hidden things seem to exert an irresistible appeal. They're fun to look for and to talk about.
Sounds a bit like this game.
And this fact of human psychology has been exploited in computer games since the earliest days.
Easter
It
eggs.
finds expression in the hidden surprises we call Easter eggs. Atari's Stephen Wright is credited with coining this term in the first issue of Electronic Games magazine.
I feel like I've heard of
The
that.
first Easter egg in a commercial computer game appeared in an early Atari 2600 cartridge called, simply enough, Adventure. By a sequence of unlikely movements and obscure manipulations, players could discover a secret room where the words "created by Warren Robinette" appeared in flashing letters. Over the decades, Easter eggs and their evil twin, cheat codes, have become an industry
cute.
within an industry.
Their evil twin.
Entire magazines and websites are now devoted to their carefully orchestrated discovery and dissemination. They're part of our toolkit, our basic vocabulary, the language of computer game design.
Did anybody find this jewel? Hang on.
Computer gamers may have been the first to refer to hidden surprises as Easter eggs, but we certainly weren't the first to use them.
I'm not done with that story.
Painters, composers, and artists of every discipline have been hiding stuff in their works for centuries. The recent advent of VCRs and Laserdisc players with freeze-frame capability exposed decades of secret Disney erotica.
Secret Disney erotica.
Thomas Kincaid, the self-appointed painter of light, amuses himself by hiding the letter N in his works. A number beside his signature indicates how many N's are hidden in each painting.
Well, I have some
Picasso,
digging to do.
Dali, Raphael, Poussin, and dozens of other painters concealed all kinds of stuff in their paintings. A favorite trick was hiding portraits of themselves, their families, friends, and fellow artists in crowd scenes.
I'm sure that's hiding. It's just.
El Greco loved dogs, but the Catholic Church forbid him from including any in his sacred paintings. So he hid them, usually within the outlines of celestial clouds.
Didn't know the Pope was a cat person.
Composer Dmitri Shostakovich chafed under the political censorship imposed by the Soviet Ministry of Culture. His symphonies and chamber works are loaded with hidden signatures and subversive subtexts which, had they been recognized, would have sent him to Siberia. Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute, is filled with musical allusions to the rituals of the Freemasons, the ancient secret society of which he and his mentor Haydn were members. But the most famous purveyor of Easter eggs is that champion of the late Baroque, the ultimate musical nerd, Johann Sebastian Bach. Bach was a student of gematria, the art of assigning numeric values to letters of the alphabet. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, etc.
Didn't know there was a name for the art of doing that.
By comparing, sequencing, or otherwise manipulating these numbers, secret messages can be concealed.
That was cryptography.
Bach took particular delight in the geometrical numbers 14 and 41.
Geometrical?
14 is the sum of the initials of his last name. B equals 2, A equals 1, C equals 3, and H equals 8. 41 is the sum of his expanded initials, J.S. Bach. These two numbers show up over and over again in Bach's compositions. One of the better-known examples is his setting of the chorale Vor deinem Thron. The first line of the melody contains exactly 14 notes, and the entire melody, from start to finish, contains 41. Another of Bach's favorite games was the puzzle cannon. A cannon is a melody that sounds good when you play it on top of itself, a little bit out of sync.
It's a cannon that launches puzzle pieces like a shotgun.
Row, row your boat are familiar examples of simple two-voice cannons.
Boom.
But a canon can employ any number of voices, and you don't have to play each voice the same way either. You can change the octave, transpose the key, invert the pitch, play it backwards, or any combination.
You know, those musical things you can do.
Finding melodies that make good multi-voice canons is a fussy and difficult art, of which Bach was an undisputed master.
I think Bach was a cat person too.
Now, in a puzzle canon, the composer specifies the basic melody and the number of voices, but not the relationship of the voices. The student has to figure out the position and key of each voice, and whether to perform them inverted and or backwards.
How do you know when it's right, when it sounds good?
Bach wrote quite a number of puzzle canons. The most famous, BWV 1076, is part of a fascinating story. One of Bach's students was a fellow by the name of Lorenz Misler, founder of the Society of Musical Science. This elite, invitation-only institution devoted itself to the study of Pythagorean philosophy and the union of music and mathematics. Its distinguished membership reads like a who's who of German composers, including Handel, Telemann, and eventually Mozart. Applicants for membership in the society were required to submit an oil portrait of themselves, along with a specimen of original music.
Multi-talented.
With nerdly efficiency, Society member number 14 decided to combine these admission requirements into a single work. He sat for a portrait with Elias Haussmann, official artist at the court of Dresden. This portrait, which now hangs in the gallery of the town hall in Leipzig, is the only indisputably authentic image of Bach in existence.
Wow.
The Haussmann portrait shows Bach dressed in a formal coat with exactly 14 buttons. In his hand is a sheet of music paper, upon which is written a puzzle canon for 6 simultaneous voices. In 1974, a manuscript was discovered which proved that this canon was the 13th in a series of exactly 14 canons based on the ground theme of the famous Goldberg variations. As if these musical gymnastics weren't enough, Bach liked to hide messages in his compositions by assigning notes to the letters. His initials, B-A-C-H, correspond to the pitch sequence B flat, A, C, and B natural in German letter notation.
Be yourself.
This theme makes its most memorable appearance in the last bars of his final composition, The Art of Fugue, published soon after his death in 1750.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
The word fugue comes from the Latin fuga, which means flight as in running away.
Like to flee, I guess.
So the art of fugue is the art of flight, the art of taking a theme and running with it. Bach wrote hundreds of fugues, but none as sublime as this sequence of 14.
Well, that's just your opinion.
In the last and most complicated fugue in the series, the first and second sections develop normally. This is followed by the BACH signature, and then suddenly, without any warning or structural justification, the fugue stops, dead in its tracks. One of the composer's 20 children, his son Carl Philipp Emanuel, claimed that Bach died moments after those last few notes were written.
Well,
This story is probably apocryphal. The Easter eggs in Bach's music are a pleasant obscurity, known chiefly to professors and students of Baroque music. But in March of 2002, when this lecture was first delivered, those Easter eggs were the talk of the entire classical music industry. Sitting near the top of the classical music charts that month was a compact disc on the ECM label called Mortimer. It was performed by the Hilliard Choral Ensemble, together with a talented but, until then, little-known violinist, Christoph Poppen. The music on Mortimer is based on a geometrical analysis of Bach's Partita in D minor for solo violin. This analysis, by German professor Helga Thon, assigns numeric values to the duration of notes, the number of bars, and the German letter notation of the partita. In doing so, she claims to have discovered the complete text of several liturgical ceremonies encoded in the notes.
that's quite a
The
jump.
CD presented these hidden texts superimposed over the original music. The result was strangely melancholy, dark, haunting, and very, very popular.
Slightly lost.
Quite a few music critics attacked this disc.
Oh, jeez, it's
They
very
didn't
gentle.
buy Professor Thon's analysis, dismissing it as a combination of numerology and canny marketing.
What do they do? Shoot it?
Their caution was not without basis.
It's not that hard to break.
Numerology is a slippery slope down which many a fine mind has slid to its doom.
Yeesh.
Allow me to offer an amusing anecdote from my own experience.
How about you
Back in the
get
early 90s, before the internet took off, one of the more popular online bulletin board systems was a service called Prodigy. I bought an account on Prodigy so I could join a fraternal interest group and gossip with fellow members around the country. One day, a stranger appeared on our bulletin board. Right away, I knew we were in trouble.
Oh no, dox him.
This fellow, whose name was Gary, began spouting all kinds of apocalyptic nonsense about worldwide conspiracies, secret societies, and devil worship.
Yeah, that sounds like trouble.
At first, we tried to be polite. We questioned his sources, corrected his histories, logically refuted his claims, and tried to behave in a civilized manner.
It's better than 98%
But
of the
instead of
internet.
soothing him, our attention only made him worse. His conspiratorial warnings became urgent, approaching hysteria. He began to threaten people who disagreed with him. To coin a phrase, Gary went all uppercase.
Caps lock key, bro.
But his most urgent warnings weren't about the gays, the Jews, the Rockefellers,
The gays.
or the Illuminati. According to Gary, the greatest enemy of mankind was Santa Claus. Gary claimed to possess a secret numerical formula that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Santa Claus was an avatar of the Antichrist.
Reminds you of the Illuminati bullshit that people
Intrigued,
make fun of.
we pressed Gary to reveal his formula. In doing so, we walked right into his trap. We should have known he had a book to sell. I fell for it. I sent him the $15. Less than a week later, the book arrived.
Hope it was good.
Above an ominous photograph of the Washington Monument was emblazoned the title, 666, The Final Warning. Inside this privately printed 494-page monster, Gary reveals a simple geometrical formula, which he claims was developed by the ancient Sumerians. This formula assigns successive products of 6 to each letter of the alphabet. A equals 6, B equals 12, C equals 18, etc. Imagine my dismay when I applied this ancient formula to the name Santa Claus and obtained the blasphemous sum of 666, the biblical number of the beast.
Ooh.
I went on Prodigy and reported to the stunned members of our interest group that Gary was right after all. There could be no doubt that according to the unimpeachable wisdom of ancient Samaria, Santa Claus was the Antichrist.
What is happening here?
I then went on to point out several other names which, when submitted to Gary's formula, also produced the sum 666. Names like St. James, New York, and New Mexico.
New Mexico's the spawn of the devil, guys.
Soon the bulletin board was filled with discoveries like computer, Boston tea, and most sinister of all, sing karaoke.
What is happening?
Gary left us alone after that. I got my $15 worth. But Gary is hardly the first person to connect secret codes to the Bible. People have been looking for Easter eggs in the Bible for hundreds of years. The Hebrew mystical tradition of Kabbalah can be described as a geometriacal meditation on the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Old Testament. The advent of computers has made the application of numerology to the Bible fast and efficient. The latest spate of Bible searching was instigated by a book published in 1998 by Michael Drosnin, a former Wall Street Journal reporter. His book, The Bible Code, applied a skipped cipher in which every nth character in a text is combined to form a message. By applying his skip cipher to the Hebrew text of the Old Testament, Drosnin claimed to have discovered predictions of World War II, the Holocaust, Hiroshima, the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin and both Kennedys, the moon landing, Watergate, the Oklahoma City bombing,
I feel like I've heard of
the
this,
election
actually.
of Bill Clinton, the death of Princess Di, and the comet that collided with Jupiter.
But it didn't work out well
He
for the
also
comet.
found predictions of a giant earthquake in LA, a meteor
Wasn't that
hitting
fucking
the Earth,
Nostradamus did this?
and nuclear Armageddon, all scheduled to occur before the end of the last decade.
Oops.
The Bible Code spent many weeks on the bestseller lists, spawning several sequels and dozens of imitators.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this.
The Bible has certainly attracted its share of crackpots,
Sure.
but for the real hardcore egg hunters,
Egg hunters, I'm sure they
nothing
love
can
being called
rival
that.
The ingenuity, the tenacious scholarship, the stubborn zeal of those who seek the answer to the ultimate literary puzzle. A poisonous conundrum that has squandered fortunes, destroyed careers, and driven healthy, intelligent scholars to the brink of madness and beyond.
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, and I don't appreciate it.
Who wrote Shakespeare?
Oh no,
The
Shakespeare!
essays and books devoted to the Shakespeare authorship problem are sufficient to fill a large library. Several such libraries actually exist.
Woohoo!
Not even a day-long tutorial, much less an hour lecture, can begin to do justice to this complex, bizarre, and dangerously tantalizing story.
Dangerously tantalizing.
Nevertheless, for the unacquainted,
Oh my
I
God.
will attempt to summarize the issue in a few paragraphs.
I get your point. You don't need to be spending
The
60
undisputed
hours on
facts
this.
of Shakespeare's life and career could be scribbled on the back of a cocktail napkin.
Great.
We know for a fact that a man named William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in or around the village of Stratford-upon-Avon. We know that he had a wife and at least 3 children. We know he bought property in Stratford, was involved in several lawsuits with his neighbors,
Oops.
and died there in 1616, aged 52.
Oops.
We also know that during those same years, a man with a last name similar to Shakespeare worked as an actor on the London stage, eventually becoming co-owner of some of the theaters there. We also know that about the same time, a number of most excellent poems and plays were published in London under the name Shakespeare.
Not sure how most excellent Romeo and
We do
Juliet
not
actually
know
was.
for a fact that the landowner in Stratford and the actor in London with a similar last name were one and the same man. We do not know for a fact that either man had anything to do with the poems and the plays. All we know is that those poems and plays have, in the 400 years since their composition, come to be regarded as a pinnacle of Western culture.
A pinnacle, not the pinnacle, thankfully.
The works attributed to Shakespeare appear to have been written by a man or woman who knew something about just about everything. They're filled with references to mythology and classic literature, games and sports, war and weapons of war,
That's more
ships
interesting.
and sailing, the law and legal terminology, court etiquette, statesmanship, horticulture, music, astronomy, medicine, falconry, and, of course, theater. Therein lies the problem. How could a farmer's son of uncertain schooling, from a mostly illiterate country village, a man of practically no account at all, wield such encyclopedic learning, with so much eloquence and wit, so much wisdom and human understanding?
Have you met writers? They tend to
For
research
the
shit.
first 150 years, nobody questioned the traditional history of the bard. Then, in the late 18th century, Reverend James Wilmot, a distinguished scholar who lived just a few miles north of Stratford, decided to write a biography of the famous playwright. Dr. Wilmot believed that a man as well educated as Shakespeare must have owned a fairly extensive library, despite the fact that not a single book or manuscript is mentioned in his will.
He had a will?
Over the years, he speculated, some of those books must have found their way into local collections. And so, the good Reverend Doctor scoured the British countryside, taking inventory of literally every bookshelf within 50 miles of Stratford. Not a single book from the library of William Shakespeare was discovered.
How would you know that? Would you have
Neither
to
were
write
there
it
found
down?
any letters to, from, or about Shakespeare. Furthermore, no references to the folklore, local sayings, or distinctive dialect of the Stratford area could be found in any of Shakespeare's writings. After 4 years of painstaking research, Dr. Wilmot concluded, to his own dismay, that only one person contemporary with Shakespeare of Stratford had ever demonstrated the wide-ranging education and expressive talent needed to compose those poems and plays. That man was the multilingual author, philosopher, and statesman, inventor of the scientific method, chancellor to the courts of Queen Elizabeth and King James, Sir Francis Bacon.
Ooh.
Dr. Wilmot never dared to publish his theory, but before he died, he confided it to a friend, James Cowell, who, in 1805, repeated it to a meeting of the Ipswich Philosophical Society. The members of the society were suitably outraged, and the scandalous matter was quickly forgotten.
Scandalous.
Then, in 1857, a lady from Stratford, Connecticut, published a book called The Philosophy of the Plays of Shakespeare Unfolded. In this book, Miss Delia Bacon, no relation to Francis,
Lots of
claimed
coincidences
that
here.
the works of Shakespeare were written by a secret cabal of British nobility, including Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Philip Sidney, as well as Sir Francis Bacon.
No women.
Delia
Women weren't
Bacon's
allowed to
book
write.
electrified the world of letters. Battle lines were drawn between the orthodox Stratfordians and the heretical Baconians.
Baconians.
Literary societies and scholarly journals were formed to debate the evidence.
Sometimes this guy's
Hundreds
dramaticism
of
is
pamphlets,
hilarious.
Newspaper articles and essays were published defending each side and ridiculing the opposition with that self-aggrandizing viciousness peculiar to tenured academics.
Self-aggrandizing viciousness, huh?
Armed
Never
with
heard of
her
it.
explosive book, Delia Bacon journeyed to Stratford-upon-Avon and, unbelievably, obtained official permission to open Shakespeare's grave.
It was empty!
However, when the moment came to actually lift the stone, Delia's self-doubt precipitated a catastrophic nervous breakdown. She later died penniless in a madhouse.
Whoops. Wow, that
Around
escalated quickly.
1888, things began to get a bit out of hand.
What do they find in the tomb?
U.S. Congressman Ignatius Donnelly of Minnesota became interested in the Shakespeare controversy. One day, browsing through his facsimile copy of the first folio of 1623, He noted that the word bacon appeared on page 53 of the histories and also on page 53 of the comedies.
Whoa.
He also noted that Sir Francis Bacon had written extensively on the subject of cryptography. Donnelly began counting line and page numbers, adding and subtracting letters, drawing lines over sentences, circling words, and crossing them out. The result was a complex and virtually incomprehensible algorithm, which he claimed was invented by Bacon to hide secret messages inside the first folio. The greatest Easter egg hunt in the history of Western civilization had begun.
I feel like you could have gotten there a lot more efficiently.
Of the sillier highlights.
Oh, here we go.
A doctor named Orville Owen of Detroit constructed a bizarre research tool he called the Wheel of Fortune. This wheel consisted of two giant wooden spools wrapped with a strip of canvas 2 feet wide and 1,000 feet long. Onto this canvas, he glued the separate pages of the complete works of Bacon, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Greene, Peele, and Spenser, together with Burton's Anatomy of Melancholy.
You know, for flavor.
By cranking the spools back and forth, Dr. Owen could quickly zip across the pages in search of clues and cross-references.
I'm pretty sure all the time you took
Employing
constructing
a
that
large
thing.
team of secretaries and stenographers, Owen claimed to have uncovered a complete alternative history of Elizabethan England,
Is that so?
as well as several entirely new Shakespeare plays and sonnets.
Jesus Christ.
Listen to this hidden verse, supposedly penned by the mighty bard himself, which inspired Dr. Owen to build his wheel.
Wait,
of
he found a
fortune.
hidden thing with the Wheel of Fortune that inspired him to the
Take
Wheel
your
of
knife
what?
and cut all our books asunder, and set the leaves on a great firm wheel, which rolls and rolls, and turning the fickle rolling wheel, throw your eyes upon Fortune, that goddess blind, that stands upon a spherical stone, that turning and inconstant rolls in restless variation.
I mean, it's pretty, but what?
After publishing 5 thick volumes of this
This rubbish.
Owen announced the discovery of an anagram, indicating that Bacon's original manuscripts were buried near Chepstow Castle on the River Wye.
Oh, yeah, why
Owen
indeed?
spent the next 15 years and thousands of dollars excavating the bed of the river with boat crews and high explosives.
And all I did was piss off a couple of beavers.
He died before anything was found.
Oh, poor baby.
A fellow named Arnsberg wrote an entire book based on the analysis of the significance of a suspicious crack in the tomb of Bacon's mother.
God, people are terrifying.
A ray of sanity finally appeared in 1957.
These poor people.
To those familiar with the science of cryptology, the name William Friedman needs little introduction.
Oh, of course.
During World War II, Colonel Friedman was the head of the U.S. Army's Cryptoanalytic Bureau. He is credited with cracking the Japanese Empire's most sensitive cipher.
Oops.
After the war,
Maybe if it was less
the
sensitive, it
colonel
wouldn't crack so
decided
easily.
to apply his expertise to the study of the Shakespeare ciphers. He interviewed several of the experts in the field and prepared a detailed scientific analysis, which he published under the title The Shakespeare Ciphers Examined. His conclusion? In a word, bunk. According to the standards of cryptologic science, not one of the hidden messages purportedly discovered in Shakespeare's works was plausible.
How do you determine if they're
The
plausible or
rules used
not?
to extract these messages from
Oh.
the texts were non-rigorous, wildly subjective, and unrepeatable by anyone except the original decipherer.
Makes sense.
The people involved were not being dishonest. They were channeling their preconceptions. They were trapped in a labyrinth of delusion, mining order from chaos. Anglers in a lake of darkness. Lear, Act 3, Scene 6.
How appropriate to quote
You would
Shakespeare
think
against
that
Shakespeare.
Friedman's cold and ruthless exposure would be enough to silence
No,
the
I wouldn't.
heretics once and for
Because
all.
I know how humans work.
Not a chance. The books and TV specials and websites and conferences and doctoral dissertations keep right on coming. I should point out that the Shakespeare authorship issue is not only the preoccupation of cranks and weirdos.
Cranks and weirdos.
A substantial number of respected authors and Shakespeareans have expressed serious doubts about the traditional origin of the plays. The list includes Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Walt Whitman, Henry James, Sam Clemens, Sigmund Freud, Orson Welles, and Sir John Gielgud.
Ooh,
Living
I'm so
skeptics include
impressed.
the artistic director of the New Globe Theatre, Mark Rylance, Michael York, Derek Jacobi, Kenneth Branagh,
Hey, someone I recognize.
and even that most revered and scholarly of contemporary Shakespearean actors, Keanu Reeves.
The most revered.
The current leading candidate for the authorship is Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford.
Oh, not the
a theory
14th or the
first proposed
41st?
in 1920 by an English schoolmaster with the unfortunate name J. Thomas Looney.
What an unfortunate name indeed.
What is it about Bach, the Bible, and the works of Shakespeare that inspires this intense scrutiny?
They're widely known.
Nobody's looking for acrostics in Chaucer or Keats.
Chaucer would be the one to hide them,
There are
actually.
no hit CDs of the secret chorales of Wagner or Beethoven. For the answer, we need to recognize the unique roles
But not
which
Bach.
the Bible and Shakespeare have played in the development
Not
of
Bach
Western
more than Beethoven.
culture.
What?
No other single work of literature has influenced modern English more than the translation of the Holy Bible published in 1611 under the auspices of King James I.
Yeah,
The
makes
King
sense.
James Bible exemplifies the meaning of the word classic.
The meaning of the word.
It has been called the noblest monument of English prose, the very greatest achievement of the English language.
What?
It has served as an inspiration for generations of poets, dramatists, musicians, politicians, and orators.
A translation of a
Countless
book.
people have learned to read by repeating the phrases in this,
See, that's nice.
the only book their family possessed.
But like, getting a
Our
little overboard there.
constitutions and our laws have been profoundly shaped by its cadences and imagery.
For better or for worse.
But even the glory of the King James Bible, compiled by a committee of 46 editors over the course of a decade, pales before the dazzling legacy of the Swan of Avon. The lowest estimate of Shakespeare's working vocabulary is 15,000 words, more than 3 times that of the King James Bible, and twice the size of his nearest competitor, John Milton. His poems and plays were written without the aid of a dictionary or a thesaurus. They didn't exist yet. It was all in his head.
Yeah, if you're a good writer, you don't
When
need...
Shakespeare had a thought for which Elizabethan English had no word, he invented one.
So why would you need a dictionary or a
Oxford
thesaurus?
English Dictionary lists hundreds of everyday words and phrases,
Yeah.
which made their first appearance in the pages of the Bard.
It's like C.S. Lewis.
Addiction, alligator,
Alligator?
assassination, bedroom, critic, dawn, design, dialogue, employer, film, glow, gloomy, gossip, hint, hurry, investment,
Okay, I get it.
lonely,
Yes, thank you.
luggage, manager, switch,
Switch?
torture, transcendence, wormhole, zany.
Oh,
Hamlet
one
alone
for every letter of the
contains
alphabet. I
nearly
get it.
40 of these
something.
neologisms. Who today would have this audacity,
C.S. Lewis.
this giddy exuberance of invention?
C.S. Lewis. Twas
Only
brillig in
one
the slithy
other
toves.
English author even
Whatever the hell that went.
approaches Shakespeare's facility for coining new words. Sir Francis Bacon.
It must be nice.
In the modern era, the record holder is
Wow,
Charles
Lewis
Dodson,
Carroll. Wow.
better known as Lewis Carroll.
I should probably be...
who,
That's going to be fun to
interestingly,
edit.
Also happens to be the second most quoted author in English, after Shakespeare. Everyone has been profoundly molded by the influences of the King James Bible
know it was C.S.
and
Lewis.
Shakespeare.
What the fuck is C.S. Lewis? That's
Like
Lewis
it or
in the
not,
wardrobe.
all
God, I'm
of
a
us peer
dumbass.
at the world through the lenses of these great works. They are the primary source documents of modern English thought, the style guides of our mind.
God, is it just me or is this guy like slowing down in his speech?
Contemplating these dazzling jewels
It's
of
the New
wisdom
Yorker
and
coming out of me. Like,
eloquence
come on, pick it
gives
up.
rise to an extraordinary feeling, a potent, rare, and precious emotion with the potential to completely upset your life. An emotion powerful enough to make a man abandon his wife and children, forfeit career and reputation, lay down his possessions, and follow his heart without questioning. That sweet, sweet fusion of wonder and fear, irresistible attraction, and soul-numbing dread known as awe.
Aw.
Awe
What a great
is
word.
the grail of artistic achievement. No other human emotion possesses such raw, transformative power, and none is more difficult to evoke. Few and far between.
When are we talking
are the
about
works
Easter
of
eggs?
man
When did we
that
start talking about
qualify
Shakespeare, and
as
when did we
truly
stop talking about Easter
awesome.
eggs?
It is awe that convinces a rabbi to spend a lifetime decoding Yahweh from the Pentateuch. Awe that sends millions of visitors each year to the pyramids of Giza, Guadalupe, and Mecca. It was awe that drove poor Delia Bacon to her doom. Now, please don't come away from this lecture thinking that the key to awesome game design is the installation of Easter eggs. Ordinary games with their contrived Easter eggs and cheat codes are like the Battery of the Month Club. You have to trudge down to the back of the store to get what you really came for. If superpower is what people really want, why not just give it to them? Is our imagination so impoverished that we have to resort to marketing gimmicks to keep players interested in our games? Awesome things don't hold anything back.
Now we're getting to the
Awesome
interesting
things
point.
are rich and generous.
Nice.
The treasure is right there. One afternoon, I was sitting alone behind the counter at that old Radio Shack store. My boss had stepped out for some reason. An elderly woman walked through the front door. Like most of our customers, she was shabbily dressed, probably on a fixed income. I assumed she was there for her free battery. But instead, she placed a portable radio on the counter. This little radio came from the days when they boasted about the number of transistors inside on the case.
Gosh.
It was completely wrapped in dirty white medical tape.
Oops.
The woman looked at me and asked, "Can you fix this?" Slowly, I unwrapped the medical tape, peeling away the layers until the back cover of the radio fell off, accompanied by a cloud of red dust. The interior of the radio was half eaten away by battery leakage and corrosion.
Oh, that's tragic.
I looked at the radio. I looked at the old woman. I looked back at the radio. I reached behind me, where the expensive alkaline batteries were hanging like prescription medication, and removed a gleaming 9-volt cell from its gold blister pack. Then I pulled a brand new transistor radio from a box, installed the alkaline, and helped the lady find her favorite station. No money changed hands. She left the store without saying a word.
Grateful.
Awesome things are kind of like that.
And truly unawesome people are exactly as nonplussed about them.
Bach offered his students very specific insight into the source of awe.
There's nice music there, too.
In addition to BACH, 2 other sets of initials are also associated with Bach's music. These initials are not hidden in the notes. Instead, they're scrawled right across the top of the manuscript for the whole world to see. The initials are SDG and JJ. SDG stands for the Latin phrase Sole Deo Gloria, to the glory of God alone. JJ stands for Jesu Juva, help me, Jesus. Bach wrote all of his great masterpieces subspecie aeternitatis, under the aspect of eternity. He did not compose only to please his sponsors or to win the approval of an audience. His work was his worship. Bach once wrote, "Music should have no other end and aim than the glory of God and the recreation of the soul. Where this is not kept in mind, there is no true music, but only an infernal clamor and ranting." The name of the power that moves you is not important. What is important is that you are moved. Awe is the foundation of religion. No other motivation can free you from the limits of personal achievement. Nothing else can teach you the art of flight.
The art of running away?
Computer games are barely 40 years old. Only a few words in our basic vocabulary have been established.
Basic.
A whole dictionary is waiting to be coined.
No, it's getting there at this point.
The slate is clean. Someday soon, perhaps even in our lifetime, a game design will appear that will flash across our culture like lightning.
Portal.
It will be easy to recognize.
First-person shooters.
It
Call
will
of
be
Duty.
generous, giddy with
Well.
exuberant inventiveness.
Giddy with...
Scholars will pick it apart for decades, perhaps centuries. It will be something wonderful, something terrifying, something awful.
Hey, awful.
A few years ago, I was invited to speak at a conference. in
Recites
London.
entire lecture.
My wife joined me, and we took a day off for some sightseeing. We decided to visit England's second biggest tourist attraction, Stratford-upon-Avon.
Ooh.
It was cold and rainy when our train arrived.
Sounds like England.
Luckily, most of the attractions are just a short walk from the station. We visited Shakespeare's birthplace, a charming old house along the main street, which attracts millions of pilgrims every year, despite the complete lack of any evidence that Shakespeare was born there or even lived anywhere near it. We went past the school where Shakespeare learned to read and write, although no documents exist to prove his attendance. We visited Anne Hathaway's cottage,
Oh.
the rustic country farm where his wife spent her childhood, although no record shows anyone by that name ever having lived there. Finally, we came to the one location undeniably associated with Shakespeare, Trinity Parish Church, on the banks of the River Avon, where a man by that name is buried. This beautiful church is approached by a long walkway between rows of ancient gravestones, shaded by tall trees. The entrance door is surprisingly tiny. No cameras are allowed inside. The interior is dark and quiet. Despite the presence of busloads of tourists, the atmosphere is hushed and respectful. A few people are seated in the pews, deep in prayer. An aisle leads up the center of the church. The left side of the altar is brightly illuminated. On the wall above is a famous bust of the bard, quill in hand, gazing serenely at the crowd of pilgrims.
It's a bus. Why does he have a hand?
On the floor beneath, surrounded by bouquets of flowers, at the very spot where Delia Bacon lost her mind, the gravestone of William Shakespeare bears this dire warning.
I'll be back.
Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man who spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones.
No wonder she went mad. Ooh.
Every year, 3 million pilgrims arrive from every nation on earth to approach this stone and consider the likeness of a man whose body of work can only be described as awesome. By contrast, the right side of the altar is dark and featureless. Nobody of any consequence is buried there. The only point of interest is a wooden case of simple design, carved of dark oak.
Wait, they were buried inside the church?
Inside the case, sealed beneath a thick sheet of glass, lies a large, open book. A plaque on the case identifies this book as a first edition of the King James Bible, published in 1611, when Shakespeare was 46. Not many pilgrims visit this side of the altar.
Oh, I never connected those as being
Most
contemporary.
of those that do simply glance at the book, read the plaque, and move along. A few, more observant, note that the Bible happens to be opened to a page in the Old Testament, the book of Psalms, chapter 46. No explanation is given for this particular choice of pages.
It's divided the
For
Bible equally, maybe?
initiated, none is necessary.
Oh, what?
If you are of inquisitive bent, if you are intrigued by English history and literature, if you value your peace of mind, cover your ears now.
Get on with it!
In the year 1900, a scholar noticed something about the King James translation of Psalm 46. Something terrifying. Something wonderful.
I'm ready to be awestruck.
The 46th word from the beginning of Psalm 46 is shake. The 46th word from the end is spear.
Oh,
there are only
no!
two possibilities here. Either this is the finest coincidence ever recorded in the history of world literature.
It's the finest coincidence. I'm
or
sure there's
it
better
is
ones.
not. The Earth revolves around only one sun and has only one moon. The moon happens to be 400 times smaller than the sun.
Oh, what are you going to dazzle me with now,
The
sir?
sun happens to be 400 times farther away.
So
And
when
the
they line
apparent
up perfectly.
paths of the moon and sun in our sky happen to intersect exactly twice every month. Which means that every now and then, at long yet precisely predictable intervals, the lunar disk slips across the face of the sun and just barely conceals it for a few wonderful, terrible minutes. A fine coincidence, no?
Fine coincidence indeed.
In June of 1977, a little man with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief ascended a hilltop in the British village of Ampthill. At the summit of this hill is a tall, slender cross, a memorial to Catherine of Aragon, the first wife of Henry VIII. The sun, high in the south, cast the shadow of the cross upon the grassy hillside. At exactly 12 noon, the man removed from his pocket a bar magnet. He turned the magnet so its north pole was facing south and buried it under the shadow of the cross. 2 years later, a few hours before the publication of his first book, the man returned to that hillside, this time in the dead of night. He used a compass to locate the magnet he had buried. In that same place, he dug a hole in the ground and placed inside a ceramic container inscribed with the following words.
Amazing that nobody stopped him.
I am the keeper of the jewel of masquerade, which lies waiting safe inside me for you or eternity.
Cute. Cute! What is that, the other one? No, I guess not. Oh! Oh! that must have been the box symphony that just ends abruptly. Really? 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 Does that just... I think it's just... Whoa. Wow, that was a trip. Alright, you guys told me there was one that was like an hour and a half long, and I guess we found it. Well, that was an interesting discussion now, wasn't it? I guess that was the end of it. I think I missed something. Wow. Okay, there's one more thing I want to do. Before, I know this is stretching to be pretty long, but this... I was reminded that there's that thing that I found that goes to the entrance. So I want to do that. Obviously, I'm going to put a little thing saying... Whoa. Presented 23rd March 2002, Game Developers Conference, San Jose, music of Johann Sebastian Bach, yeah. Narration recorded by Bruce Mattson, instrument modeling by Modart, copyright 2002-2016, Brian Moriarty, all rights reserved. Nice. Okay, good, that was the end of it, alright. Awesome, now let's go do the thing. I'm glad I looked back, because I almost completely missed that. So now I will meet you guys back at the entrance. We're going to do that, we're going to see what happens. Hopefully it's not going to be another 7.5 hour long thing. I'll see you there. Alright, so supposedly, let's see. Let's put this... This is going to be fun. I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this. So we have 1... Oops. Oh, geez. 1... 2, 3. Great. And then 1, 2... And 1? Oh. Oh, that's nice. So it's... Okay, so that's a little way to get to the ending if you really wanted to, or to just restart the whole thing. That's a nice little thing to notice. That's really cute. Alright, well, honestly, I think that's going to do it for this episode. That's not quite going to do it for this game. That's, like, all the major shit in the game, as far as I know. Now it's going to be, appropriately, hunting the Easter eggs, I suppose. It was given to me, and someone commented on one of my previous games that you guys had put together some sort of guide on Reddit or something. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to go look through my other comments to see if I can find that. And you guys asked me to walk through it and, like, rate it and discover things with it. And other people, there's also been like a list of like things I haven't gotten yet. You guys have been really studious about this, and it's absolutely amazing to watch this whole thing develop. So I will take a look at those. Let me know in the comments. Even though I haven't been responding to some of them, I apologize, or all of them, I apologize. I have been reading them. I have been reading your comments. They're fantastic as always. Let me know what to do next. What happens next? What goes on, guys? So let's polish off this game together, I suppose. I don't know if I'll get to do it 100% complete. That seems really almost like more than I'm capable of doing, I guess. I've never really been one for that sort of esoteric secret hunting, I guess. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what enthusiasm for this game is. We'll see how completely difficult it is. And there's a couple of other things yet to get to. Let me know if there's anything else major otherwise, if it's just like hunting enviros or not, because that could be cool. I'll have to go through... Whoa. The game shook on me. That was weird. That was cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys in the comments as well. Take a look at Fidel if you guys haven't checked it out. You don't have to look at it on my page, but definitely, excuse me, check it out on Steam as well. It's still on sale for a couple more days yet. I'll see you guys later. Take care.